Hello, hello. What's up, guys? You are watching The Couch Casuals, and I'm your host, Robert Dylan Vasquez. As always, I'm here with my lovely, handsome, beautiful host.
What's up, boys? We're back. UFC 315. It's your boy, Kyle. We're going to break down the new card right now. Look at Robert's looking crispy, isn't he, guys? He's looking very high-tech over there.
The other week we had some technical difficulties, and I took that personally. So
Understandable, dude.
wanted to upgrade a little bit, get in here, get a little clearer. We're still going, baby. It's
Rocking it out, dude.
It's a process. Rome wasn't built in a day. Before we jump into this card, I have a question for you.
I have an answer.
How many casuals could take on a silverback gorilla?
How many of our fans?
Yeah. Just casuals in general.
It would take like two. It would take two of our fans to take on a silverback gorilla. But outside of our fans, I don't know, a few hundred probably.
I've been thinking about this, and we'll get to the card. I'm just playing around. But you've played like the Batman Arkham games?
Yeah, dude.
Where like there are like 20-something henchmen, but they don't...
just beating the crap out of them.
If you put a silverback gorilla, in the middle of the Coliseum, and we're all surrounded, and then we come in together like this, maybe...
100 dudes can take a gorilla.
I don't know about that, but...
I think so.
I don't know about that. If all rules are off...
100 people. You just
Go at it together.
You're not letting me make my point.
Sorry, you're right.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that because we're going to be just like the Batman villains where we go, all right, my turn? Okay. And then he comes, bow, bow, and you're out. And then he's like, all right, you, me? Like, there's no synchronicity. There's no, like, flow.
See, I would get in there. I'd be like Marcus
Aurelius from Gladiator.
Is that the one with...
Russell Crowe?
Yeah, Russell Crowe.
Yeah, dude.
I've never seen it.
It's so good, but you gotta. And then I would take a few steps back and let the 99.
See, that's what it's
in.
not. It's not synchronized. So
if you had 100 John Jones, 100 NFL players, I think they can do it.
If you're gouging eyes, grabbing jewels. Purple nerve.
Fight for the life.
Yeah, sure, but he's like you've seen it. Boom, like it's not.
He's catching bodies. He's catching a lot of bodies.
Yeah, dude. So you don't want to be one of those. And
you don't want to be that one.
It's like DJ Khaled if he wanted to crowd surf. If you jump 4 or 5 of us just trying to be like, he's gonna land on us. He's 600 pounds, dude. This is like Rikishi with the fucking stank face in the corner. Anyways, I just wanted to tackle that real quick. On to the main card. Any prelims that you wanted to highlight?
Any prelims? Jessica Andrade is on the prelims.
Cool.
Yeah, that's about it.
There was supposed to be Gilbert Burns versus Michael Marias, maybe. I think that was supposed to be on here and it got canceled. So shout out to...
I saw there was a cancel. Yeah, it was.
Shout out to Gilbert Burns. I hope he gets a fight soon.
Yeah, I love old Gilbert Burns.
Are you ready for 315? Headlined by the one, the only.
Well, I know Jack Della Maddalena's in the main event. But who's that other guy?
I don't know. He could be fighting a broomstick, and I would watch it over who he's actually fighting, to be honest.
We'll get to it. If you don't know who we're talking about yet, we'll let you know when we remember. But right now, we don't know.
Let's go.
First fight of the night. This card is a little bit of a... This whole card could go one of two ways. I see it either being really dull or, like, sleeper good. But it starts off with Benoit Saint Denis versus Joel Alvarez in lightweight. So Benoit Saint Denis is always in a fun fight, even if it's him getting knocked out.
I mean, yeah. I don't have much to say about this because Benoit Saint Denis, he did get kind of railroaded by Dustin Poirier. That wasn't his last fight, was it?
I feel like in my head it was the last one I remember seeing, but it can't be.
I feel like
he lost the Money Moicano.
That's what it was.
In September of last year. So he had a big rise, and then he kind of just he took 2 losses, 2 stoppages.
Real quick, that's rough. I hope he bounces back. Just to counter whatever, go on a little sidetrack. Speaking of dull, and I know that our fans probably don't keep up with this, but just casual fans in general, boxing shit the bed this weekend. And I don't know if you've seen anything.
It was Ryan Garcia and
Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez.
It was bad. The whole event was bad.
Dude.
Kind of forgot it was on.
The coolest thing about it is it was in Times Square, but the production, dude, they weren't ready. You can't just throw money at something and expect it to be cool. You have to have time and preparation. They had a drone cam that would take them out and then show that they're in Times Square and then come back down. Then they would switch back to like the boxing camera. You could hear the drone in the background during like any other angle.
Oh,
it'd be,
that's bad.
Dude, it was terrible, Kyle. And
was the fights good?
No. Decision,
wow,
decision, and those were the 3 main eventers. Like they co-main evented, whatever. Very, very bad weekend for boxing. Canelo went to 12 rounds with whoever he fought, set a record low of 445 punches in a 12-round fight.
Record low.
Mm-hmm. In a way, in a way won. Oh, Canelo won for sure. In a way, he fought on Sunday. He won. He had an 8-round stoppage in the 8th round. Anyways, I just wanted to. You said dull, and that's where my mind went.
Oh, poor boxing, dude.
They can't win, dude. Money means nothing. Ryan Garcia showed up.
How does boxing have so much money still? That's what I want to know. Where is this money coming from at this point?
They swindle and they swoon, and it's kind of like baseball. Like how is baseball still a thing? Is because it's America's pastime. Like it's something our country was kind of built on. Ryan Garcia showed up in the Batmobile, bro. The 1989 Batmobile. How do you lose?
He lost?
He lost.
Yeah, well.
He got dropped in the 2nd round and then just outpointed. You would think it just outboxed, outpointed, outclassed, and you're just like, you're king, Ryan. Ah! Anyways.
Hey, man.
Back to the card.
He made it far from being like a social media boxing video dude.
Sure.
I don't know.
Sure.
Whatever. Anyway.
Benoit Saint-Denis.
Benoit Saint-Denis and Joel Alvarez. Who you got?
I mean, what is the rank of Joel Alvarez?
He is 15, and Benoit Saint-Denis is 13.
Okay, all right. We've been seeing a lot of ranking leaps, in the ranking, and I'm glad that 2 I wouldn't say even lower ranked. When I say lower ranked, I'm talking about
lower top 15.
Yeah. So that being said, man, I want Benoit Saint-Denis to bounce back. I really do. But if this guy in Joel Alvarez, if he can show up and show out and put a 3-0 or a 0-3 record on Benoit Saint-Denis, dude, I mean, you gotta kind of give him his due, because I've never heard of this Joel guy.
So Joel is almost undefeated in the UFC. He lost his first fight in 2019 against a guy named Ismagulov. And then after that, he only lost to Arman Sarukian. But he doesn't have any big wins, really. Whereas, Benoit Saint-Denis has at least been in with some bigger names as of late.
Sure.
So, I really don't know, man. I don't know what we're going to see on Saturday. But you know what?
We're going with the Spaniard, Joel Alvarez, to get the job done.
The Dob Done.
the dub. I was gonna say the dub, and then like my mind just decided to go job done. So we're gonna get the dub done with Joel Alvarez Saturday night.
I'll agree with that. I'll go that way. We can just start the show off on a good note.
We can just start together. In sync. We're getting the job done. You got anything else you'd like to say about old Benoit or Joel or Joel, however you say his name?
R.I.P. BDS.
Yeah. BDS?
Benoit Saint Denis. Oh, BSD.
BSD?
Jesus.
You said that and like my brain fried for a second. It's BDS. Anyway, we'll go on to the next fight. Women's flyweight bout in number 1 Alexa Grasso, the former champion, versus number 5 Natalia Silva.
Alexa Grasso. We can break this fight down. I have no idea who the chick is.
Natalia Silva, she's a number 5 ranked Brazilian.
Oh, I should know her. Oh.
She beat Andrade.
How? In what fashion?
In a unanimous decision.
Oh my! In emphatic fashion, she knocked her out. Knocked her out via knee to the solar plexus. Anybody who loses knee to the solar plexus, a la Henry Cejudo, Demetrius Johnson, a la Bo Nickel, to DeRitter it was a.
Hey, that shit has to hurt, dude. I'd go down.
Sure.
I'm also not saying I'm the one that's going to be the greatest middleweight of all time.
When I fight Hamzat, I'll be surprised if I'm not minus 1,000. I liked Bo Nickel.
I really didn't. I have not liked him very much at all. So to see him get a little humbled was nice.
Sure. I don't know. Well, I got Grasso. I think she's gonna be cornered by our boy Diego Lopez. If not, I'd be really surprised. But yeah, man.
Alexa Grasso had a nice little run fighting Valentina in the trilogy. But I'm going with this nice new Brazilian queen, Natalia Silva. She's going to get her a title shot out of this. And, hey, that's what I'm saying. Natalia Silva gets it done. Probably a unanimous decision that I might skip most of, but I think it happens. I think she gets it done.
Sure.
Hey, so we're going to split. We go from here. We're going to split off just like this.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. We'll come back together again.
We'll come back at some point, I'm sure of it. I mean, not much else to say. It's probably going to be a standard women's fight where it's either like the dullest fight on the card or they absolutely bring it.
I got Alexa by sub.
Okay, I mean, she subbed Valentina, so it could happen. I got Natalia by unanimous decision.
Oh, God.
You ready to move on to a Legends fight?
Please.
Jose Aldo versus Ayman Zahabi from Canada.
Little brother of Faraz Zahabi, George St. Pierre's coach.
I recognized the last name, but I didn't recognize the first, and I was like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
So that adds up. But bantamweight fight, I mean, Jose's still going at it. He's still a ranked fighter. He's got to be 50 years old by now, but
he's going up against this young blood in Zahabi. Check out Zahabi's age.
How old is Zahabi? Let me see. Let's see if it'll say on this website. I'm almost expecting him to be old now that you're laughing at me here.
He's 37 years old.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I have no idea why this fight is happening. I don't know.
37 years old. Where are they fighting? Is this fight in Canada?
Yeah, it's in Montreal.
Oh, well, there you go. He's a Canadian fighter.
It is, isn't it?
I saw Mike Maylot on the prelims. I was like, this has to be in. It is in Montreal. So I was like, yeah, it has to be in Canada if Mike Maylot's on the card. Because that's the only time he's ever on a card is if it's in Canada.
It's their first time in like 10 years, bro.
In Montreal?
In Montreal.
You think we're going to get to see a screw job? You think Dana comes out and just like has a Belal, like they just like ring the bell, he taps. Wouldn't that be an amazing ending to Belal's run?
And he spits on Dana.
Dude, could you imagine if there's a
fuck job?
A fucky ending to Belal Muhammad and Jack Della Maddalena, and Maddalena wins.
That'll be what the post show is called. That'll be what the post show is called. Montreal Screwjob.
Oh, I'm really hoping something shitty happens in that main event.
Oh, it's gonna, dude. It has to. It has to, bro.
The cosmic aura has to happen.
You put it out in the universe, dude.
Dude, let's go. Oh boy, Belal, just not my favorite fighter. Anyway, we're not talking about him yet. Jose Aldo and Ayman Zahabi. I don't know if I've ever seen Zahabi fight.
He's is like Honey Yaya. It's like these guys, or like Cron Gracie. It's like
he beat Pedro Munoz. That looks like and Basharat. But outside of that, it's like I don't really know who a lot of these guys are.
These guys that fly under the radar for a little bit, they might get like a win on like a main event prelim or something. They don't stick in your mind enough to where it's like, oh, I remember him. And then you're going up against one of the featherweight goats. I don't mean to cut it too short. I have Jose Aldo by whatever he wants.
Yeah, I am not ever going to pick anyone against Aldo if I don't really know their game like that.
Now, his record's not bad, is it? Zahabi's record, it's not bad, right?
He's 12-2, so like at 37, that's not a lot of. That's what you would expect, a lot more fights, but he's 12-2. Jose is 32-9. Jose has almost twice as many wins as this dude has fights. No, he does. He has over twice as many wins as this dude has fights.
That's insane.
That's a crazy stat. How old is Jose?
I want to say he's up there. He's 37, 38.
He's definitely up there. How old is he? He's 38.
Yep.
Oh man, I got Jose by any means.
It's just that it's too
Whatever
easy.
He wants.
Yeah, it's
Whatever
too
he
easy.
Wants to do, dude. It's Jose Aldo.
So
there's not much else to say. And we kind of flew through those fights, but that should kind of show you that we're not expecting too much out of the beginning three.
No.
As far as it's a very stereotypical Canadian card, I feel like. As of late.
Canada, after 10 long years, we're back, bringing you the card of the century. Mike Mallet on the prelims.
Dude, after last month, you have to you slow down a little bit, right? You can't just keep everybody happy all the time.
Sure.
316 is looking pretty tasty. I'd say 316 is looking like a little bit of fun.
Delectable.
A little delectable. So let's go into the co-main. So we do have two title fights. So 2 5-round main events.
Nice.
In Valentina Shevchenko versus the French lady Manon Fiorot. I think I said that well.
I don't know, dude.
How you feel about that? How you feel about that one?
Lamb to slaughter, Valentina. And I don't mean to be short on this card, and I'm not trying to rush through it. It's just we give these C- cards too much attention, I feel, and we try to make chicken shit into chicken salad, famous Brock Lesnar quote. So
yeah,
we can expand on it a little bit. I don't really know much about the opponent. I know that she deserves this title fight because she beat
Blanchfield. She's beaten Rose Namajunas.
That one. Yeah. Rose. Old Rose.
Her last two fights, I had not seen a lot prior to her last two fights. She looked really good in her last two fights. She pieced Rose up. She pieced up Blanchfield in a 5-round.
I did see that one.
And Blanchfield, I really thought was potentially the up-and-coming new title challenger.
Right.
So I was really surprised. I think this will be like a very competitive fight, more so than you would expect it to be.
Think she's gonna show up?
I think she's going to show up. I think Valentina is not. I don't really think Valentina looks rusty, but I do think Manon, however you say her name, it's going to do better than you expect.
What are her initials? MF.
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 She that motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, motherfucker shows up, dude.
She's going to show up. That being said, I got MF.
Oh, wow.
I got MF to shock the world and get herself a title against the flyweight goat Valentina.
See
And I'm not even going to say Valentina's washed. I'm not going to say anything like that. You know, she lost to Alexa in a somewhat fluky win. You know, not fluky. Fluke's not the right word. But, you know, it was kind of like
a misstep.
One misstep. Valentina was on for 99% of that fight, and Alexa capitalized on the 1% that she made the mistake.
So
right?
How do you explain the decision?
The draw?
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember the fight well enough.
I'm not going to say it was because she was in Mexico.
It's Mexican Independence Day, brother.
Yeah. She wasn't happy about that, but I remember it being a close fight. Like, I
don't remember it well enough now to speak on that decision. So I'm not going to say anything. However, she did handily get it back from her. But, you know, I think Manon is a lot better than people think she is.
Shout out to MF. I really want to go with you. I really want to go with you.
Hey, man.
You never really know when a fighter just doesn't have it anymore. A lot of these fighters, and I don't know how you feel about the trend, they're announcing like, hey, this is going to be my last fight, win or lose. Right. You know, people are getting video packages, 4 or 5 minute video packages. And
I like it in some circumstances.
Oh, for sure. Well, the Robbie Lawler one, we talked about that one, almost brought me to tears.
That was a great one.
But how long of this trend before you're kind of just like, oh, okay, well.
Has Valentina said something?
No, I'm just saying no one really knows when a fighter is done until it happens. You can say no, like Volk, it could have been the end of Volk when he won or lost to Diego Lopez, but he's gonna still be in there. He's only 36. Sometimes a fighter's fire is just out and no one knows. So Valentina, world beater, could be if not one of the greatest women fighters of all time outside of Amanda Nunes, and those two have fought. You just don't really know when a fighter's done. So if she looks slow, if she looks sluggish, I'm taking MF all day. I just haven't seen that. You know, she had her little slip up against Grasso and then got the title back. So you really don't know what's up in the air. She's still motivated. This is in Canada. I don't know. So I got Valentina. Go ahead.
I'm picking MF because
I liked her last couple of performances, and every once in a while you want to throw that dart out there when you want to call the upset, and that's what I'm going for here. I think she's solid. She was really good in those fights. Maybe not like the flashiest, but was just very technical. I mean, she beat up Rose. She beat up Blanchfield. Those are two fight. Rose is a former champion, one of the best strikers we've ever seen in the women's division.
For sure.
And Blanchfield was a terror coming up until that fight. So I like the matchup. I think it's going to be good. I think this is a sleeper fight. Valentina to me is so dominant. Sometimes her fights are boring. But then sometimes she can just go out, she goes into this uber killer mode and it's still entertaining. I think this one is going to be a good one. I'm taking MF Doom.
MF Doom. One thing I like about Valentina is she's kind of like the female John Jones. She's like, oh, you're good at wrestling? All right, well, I'll just beat you wrestling.
She really is. She really is.
Oh, you're good at judo or striking? Like, okay, well, we'll see how good your judo or striking is.
She'll get on the mic and be like, I wanted to show y'all that I'm like that. I wanted to show y'all that I could do that.
She's badass, dude. So until proven otherwise, I will ride with Valentina Shevchenko.
I love Valentina. This is not a knock on Valentina. I just, I like what I saw at MF, so we're going to see what happens. Are you ready for the main event? Did you ever remember that dude's name?
While we ponder on that, because it's really not coming to me, something that I need to stay off the internet, dude. Something that I keep seeing. Something I keep seeing with this, like, with up-and-comers or, like, Patty the Batty or Bo Nickel. These just, like, up-and-coming fighters. You'll see these people, whether it's on Reddit or in the cesspool that is Instagram comments or even kind of YouTube comments. People will be like, oh, he got fraud checked. Oh, fraud checked. Shut up, dude.
Instagram comments, dude.
Shut up, dude. Fraud checked. You knew Bo Nickel was that dude. You had no idea who the double champ DeRitter was until
DeRitter is that fucking guy, dude.
He beat up. He is. He really is, man.
He's that guy.
So when he comes in,
there's just nothing else to say. Like, Bo Nickel is he's like a project. He's not great with his hands. He's pretty decent with his hands, but wrestling's where it's at. Ritter is a mixed martial artist. That dude, he's proved me wrong. Like, when I watched him piece up, was it Holland?
Kevin Holland.
When he just beat the shit out of Kevin Holland, I was like, okay, this dude's got it.
So, just because somebody loses doesn't mean they got fraud checked.
No.
You're going up against a potential future champion. And, you have these losses where you're like, damn, I can't believe he lost to him. And then the him that we're talking about goes on to have this, luxurious career.
Yeah. And then you look back on it and it's like, oh, Bo only lost to DeRitter on his come up?
Right.
It's not bad. Right? So, Instagram, everyone's like, what have you done for me right now? They just forget everything that's happened before that.
At least we claim to be casuals, is all I'm saying. Before we get to the main event, we broke down this card pretty quick.
We are, dude.
Just putting down on cement, on wax, chiseled in the stone that is CCMMA legacy. We announce that we are casuals. We don't. You'll never see me in those comments talking like I know what I'm talking about. These people are the same people that have the Cheeto fingers sitting on the couch Monday morning quarterbacking what they would have done. Oh, I would have.
Yeah, I'd put guillotine suit on, man. I'd have gone for that double leg round two. Yeah, shut the fuck up.
Casual.
I'll always err on the side of trying to respect the fighters as much as possible. Sometimes I'll definitely be like, oh, I don't know what happened in there, but these dudes are fighting the best fighters in the world, and you can go into a fight and the smallest of things can throw like everything you had planned just completely out the window.
Yep.
Completely out the window.
Belal Muhammad, I believe was his name.
Oh, yeah, the champ. Belal Muhammad versus Jack Della Maddalena. You have very polar opposite fighting styles in this fight.
Really?
And by that, I mean one is typically putting on really entertaining fights, and the other is typically putting on really unentertaining fights.
Now, I'll agree with you. Jack Della Maddalena always puts on a boring fight.
Yeah, dude. Belal Muhammad, that is the epitome. The epitome of entertainment.
The pit inside of you.
I can't speak today.
No, it's fine, dude. We only do this every so often. You think you would be a professional by now, but it's okay. I can attest what you're saying, and usually the crotch sniffer and Belal usually is like, okay, he's gonna wrestle him. He's gonna do this. I think, now this is a tactic, and I know it is. I'm not being fooled. I'm not a mark. But Belal goes, I'm jumping all over the place. I've been watching a lot of JDM highlights, like combos and stuff. The boxing is crisp, dude.
It's fantastic. I've liked this guy for a while.
Belal comes out and he goes, I'm not gonna shoot a single takedown. I'm
don't
gonna
believe that.
I'm gonna show him what Canelo Hands means.
I don't believe that at all. If he doesn't shoot a single takedown in the fight, I would be so. If he wins, I would put so much respect. I would never forget his name again.
Really?
But I don't buy that. If he wins the fight and doesn't shoot a single takedown,
He'd have to knock him out. Don't play pitter patter. You're not hitting mitts out there. If he wants to go 1-on-1 with JDM, he doesn't do. Belal doesn't throw combos. I've seen just this past weekend on the highlights, JDM threw a 5-punch combo. Just head, body, head. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, he's not throwing caution to the wind either. These are calculated combinations. Belal having Canelo Hands is laughable at best.
He's got one KO. He's got 2 KO TKOs. He's got two. One against some motherfucker I've never heard of back in 2016. Augusto Montano.
Sure.
And his last fight was against Belal Muhammad in 2016.
Oh, Lord.
So that doesn't count. And then he did, I don't remember exactly how it ends, but he TKO'd Sean Brady.
Mm-hmm. It was just he overwhelmed him. He swarmed him.
I don't see that happening.
Against Jack now, if he
I ham up the Belal hate for the show.
Sure.
I don't really hate the guy.
Same thing I do with the Brazilians,
Hey, he's just a little. No, that's just legit.
he's just a little boring. He's not an entertaining fighter.
He's maybe the greatest WFer of all time.
Sure.
Like, just lay and pray, just hold the man down. Like, that dude knows how to hold a person in place. Like, if you want somebody to, hold down somebody for a long period of time, if you need that, Belal Muhammad is your guy.
If I just drank a warm cup of cocoa and it's snowing outside, I needed some cuddles, I'd call Belal Muhammad.
He's a weighted blanket. You're not getting up. You're not getting up, dude.
I don't know, man.
And this is... my head says he's going to beat Jack Saturday
I don't
night.
want that. I don't need that. I don't want that.
My heart can't go with that. My heart has to pick Jack Della Maddalena. Period.
Damn, man.
Period.
Damn, man.
You got it.
Damn, man. You're going to go with your heart, dude.
I got to go with my heart, dude.
You got to go with your head, man.
Yeah. I'm not going my head this time.
You got to go with your head, man.
What's your head telling you?
I got Belal Muhammad by knockout.
No, you don't. You might have Belal Muhammad, but that knockout part is bullshit, and you know it.
No, man, I have JDM. We need a new refreshing champion. Jack Della Maddalena, please, as a CCMMA. You're not signed. We don't have, pen to paper, but
we like you.
We do back you.
You've been on our radar and for a long time. We didn't claim you early enough, but you were definitely a favorite of the show.
Yeah.
And yeah, I really hope Jack walks out of there with the welterweight strap. Because otherwise, welterweight just
stagnant.
One of the most. Yeah, he's like.
Let's just kind of look at the rankings, because outside of him, I don't know where the entertainment is in the top 5,
if I remember correctly. Oh boy. UFC welterweight rankings brought to you by CCMMA. Welterweight, obviously you have Belal Muhammad, and then you have Sean Brady at number 1.
Sure.
He's more entertaining. He's a decently entertaining fighter.
Sure.
Shavkat Rakhmonov,
which was supposed to be the fight, right?
I think so.
And then what happened?
I don't remember what happened. Did they just schedule this after the not as impressive win to Ian Gary, I think?
I think there was I think it was not signed, but like they were in that direction, and then all of a sudden it was like, nah. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Don't know why.
I don't either. Shavkat is not entertaining, but he's not entertaining, you know?
It takes two to tango.
It does. Leon Edwards, one of the most boring strikers in the history of MMA.
Yeah.
And Kamaru Usman, who the older he got, the more entertaining he got. So, but he's up there.
No.
Come on, dude.
What did I just say? It takes two to tango. Some of his most exciting fights were Colby Covington and Jorge Masvidal.
Colby Covington's one of the most boring fighters ever.
All right.
Don't.
You go back and you watch those two Kamaru Usman fights and tell me those fights are boring.
Those fights are good.
Okay.
Not because of Colby.
Oh, absolutely because of Colby.
Colby. So everyone shit on Kamaru back then for being boring. Look at all of Colby's fights out of Kamaru. They were fucking dull. He crotch sniffed his heated rival Jorge Masvidal for 5 fucking rounds or whatever it was. That shit sucked. And then he just fucking took punches to the face against Leon Edwards.
I'm not gonna speak.
That dude is boring.
I'm not gonna speak for Colby, but they might have had a couple more miles on that wear and tear than he wanted fighting Kamaru twice. He might have left a little bit too much in the cage fighting Kamaru. What I'm saying is Kamaru's fighting Joaquin Buckley
in Atlanta.
Uh-oh. That's some B-on-B crime right there.
Woo! Oh, dude, that's gonna be a fun fight night.
Sure.
Yeah, welterweight needs some fresh blood, and I hope Jack Della Maddalena is the guy to do it. I mean, outside of the top 5, it's a lot more entertaining. You have Ian Machado Gary, who put on a great fight, almost lost.
Apparently going to be the backup fighter.
Really?
That's what he said.
That's a very risky place to be. If something falls through, you just almost got slept. But anyway, Gilbert Burns, Joaquin Buckley, Colby Covington at 9.
Woo!
Yeah, it's welterweight needs a shot of adrenaline, and I hope Jack Della Maddalena is the guy to do it.
Sure. I'm with you right there, dude. What I don't like to see is a division held up. If you're gonna do it right. Lap them over twice, like kind of like a Israel Adesanya.
Mm-hmm.
Ariel Helwani, shout out to Ariel Helwani, the second best news journalist in the game after us.
That's true.
He was interviewing GSP, George Roche Saint Pierre, and Belal had some words like, "I only have a couple more, and then I'm gonna be considered the welterweight GOAT." And I got a pistol in my mouth hearing that. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I think it's something crazy like 12 title defenses. Or
why? How do you think you're even remotely close?
Like I said, the Canelo Hands, the welterweight GOAT conversation, you're not even past Kamaru yet. Kamaru, he was on a terror. He was
Kamaru up until the headshot was obscenely dominant.
Yeah. So, you have this conversation of, I'm about to be the welterweight GOAT. It's like, shut up, dude. Be likable. And if you're not going to be likable, well, be hateable. Don't do this cheap heat stuff. I cannot stand cheap heat.
He's trying really hard to be a heel, and I just don't think he's good at it. So yeah, what are you gonna do, man?
JDM, please,
brother.
Anything else you wanted to talk about? The 315 as a whole. Are you surprised? Are you surprised that the ESPN negotiations are up and now they're free to talk to whoever? Do you think it's going to go to Netflix?
I really hope what they want happens because, there's talks of no more pay-per-views. There's talks, so that would be amazing.
But
Netflix,
hang on.
Netflix would go up in price, but...
Would it be, because speaking of boxing earlier, they have DAZN, which you already pay a monthly thing for, and then you can purchase the pay-per-view within DAZN. You could have got this whole weekend of boxing for $90. Or you could have just got on Reddit and
Whoa! What?
whoa. But no, and then you could have bought the whole weekend for $90 within the app that you already pay for. So is the pay-per-view model going to be dead? Who knows? But I don't think I've ever seen anything within Netflix, which is apparently they're like what they're going towards. I have no idea what that's going to look like. They did the Mike Tyson Jake Paul thing on Netflix.
Free?
And they kind of shit the bed when it came to they had no idea that it was going to do that many buys. So their servers or whatever they were, had hooked up.
Yeah, that was the first live event they ever did too. So and it wasn't as
it was pretty bad.
It's
but
pretty bad.
I mean, they do Raw every week now, and it's been flawless. The first Raw on Netflix was flawless. So I think they've got it under control. I think the Tyson was literally a test. Let's test this so that we can host some live events. And
right.
Dude, to be a UFC fan is incredibly expensive.
Yeah.
They're outpricing their fans. They're forgetting the hardcore fans that are not the celebrities that can afford. You want to know what the cheapest price tickets for UFC Fight Night Atlanta is currently?
In general, nosebleeds to floor.
The nosebleeds is. You want to know how much those cost right now?
Is there a preview of the card? Can I get a preview of the card first? We have a couple minutes, right?
Yeah, we got plenty of time. I don't think there's any. Let me look it up. Let's see if I can get the card up real quick for you.
Because it's definitely Kamaru versus Joaquin Buckley.
Usman Buckley is the main event.
Okay.
Has anything else been confirmed? Rose Namajunas versus Miranda Maverick.
I like that fight. That's a good fight.
Michael Chiesa versus Court McGee.
I don't know who Court McGee is. I probably do, but
neither.
Meh.
Yeah, same. Mansour Abdul Malik versus Cody Brundage.
I like Cody.
Edmund Shabazian versus Andre Petroski.
Okay, I know Shabazian. He got project.
A lot of project. Alonzo Minifield versus Omar Sy.
No, dude, you're falling off, dude. You're falling off.
That's your main card. So you do got some big names in Usman and Rose, and you've got upcoming Joaquin Buckley, who's been pretty entertaining. What do you think the cheapest seats are to see that fight? Remember how much we paid to see the fight in Charlotte?
I don't.
I don't think it was too bad. Probably like $70.
There were like 4 of us though, right?
Yeah.
And we weren't even like nosebleed. We were up there, but we weren't like too terribly up there.
Your cheapest ticket due to dynamic pricing. UFC Atlanta.
210.
It's $150.
Okay.
But that's $150 before fees.
Okay, and then you have maybe like insurance, parking, travel.
Yeah, let's see how much it costs with all that crap on top.
And if you want to go with your homeboys, it's like, hey man, you got 150 laying around to sit in the farthest seat possible for this a la mid card.
One ticket is $215 in the nosebleeds for that event.
I was close. Was I 210?
You were close. That's insane. Do you want to know how much I spent to see UFC 236 in Atlanta in 2018? I'm not bringing that up to like rub it in your face or anything like that. We were in Lower Bowl for a UFC pay-per-view that had 2 of the greatest fights of that year. You want to know how much I spent for the Lower Bowl ticket after fees?
After fees, I want to say $750.
$175.
Where did the times go? Was that pre-COVID?
Yes.
All right, then. What are you talking about? You didn't.
That's it.
You're not factoring in dynamic pricing.
Same. Dynamic pricing is ruining live events in the United States.
Yeah.
Raw, SmackDown, UFC, TKO. Fuck you guys.
Are you
Get
going
off of this? Maybe not.
You're not going to Raw?
I want to.
I'm gonna have to wait and see how much that shit costs. I'm not spending an arm and a leg to see Raw in Greenville.
I think my boy Torian, shout out to my boy Imprint Jones, he's going, and he bought us all tickets. There are 4 of us going. He bought us all tickets.
Yeah, that's nice.
He
didn't pay rent that month.
No, he's got money like that. It's all right. Shout out to him.
Okay, cool.
So how much do you think we bought? 4 Raw tickets.
Where are they at?
He goes, and the little shitty Instagram videos he does, you can't even tell that the ring's a square.
How much is for all 4?
A piece.
That's a piece. $100.
It's 70 a piece. We're up there, brother. We're up
70
there.
for that it's a lot. That's a lot of money.
And I gotta drive, and we gotta find some kind of parking, and
Events are becoming out of sight, man. I really, really hope. I've heard there's a lot of rumblings about the dynamic pricing. I think sales haven't been as great. I mean, they're probably still making as much money, but I don't think ticket numbers are as much. Hopefully they start listening to their fans, man. This isn't the time to be gouging your fans out of, like, UFC, WWE, that's as blue collar as it gets.
Yeah.
At its core.
Well, see, something that I sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but something that I'll agree with you on is, okay, this can go one of 2 ways. You can get those people to buy those tickets, but then you have like the uppity kind of fans, the fans that are going to have their, I did this weekend. When you have little kids and those parents who are working a double to pay for a nosebleed ticket, you're just kind of like, those are the fans you want. Like Billy Joel would do this thing where he would have a concert in like an arena or like a baseball stadium, and he would get them to randomly select really shitty seats, and he would upgrade their seats to the front row, because that's who he wants that energy from them, because they're willing to give it all. I'm getting goosebumps. They're willing to give it all, dude.
Yeah, that's the people that are actually passionate about your product, and you're screwing them out of being able to view anything, pay-per-views, live events. They can't afford it. Why do you think people go to Reddit to find a stream?
Or the people
once a month you got to spend like $90 to watch a fight.
Or the people that don't go to the movie theater anymore because they don't want to deal with other people or shitty theater food, or they could just sit at home, wait a month and sit at home and wait for the product.
I love the movies, but it's becoming so expensive.
And it's the experience, and you're paying for the experience. I get it, but don't swindle me. Like, I couldn't imagine being somebody who paid thousands of dollars to go see this boxing card this past weekend. It was like outside, it was muggy, the fights were boring, and you're like, oh, okay, that was worth it. If you're going to put on something that's worth it, like you said, for the price that you saw, Dustin Poirier and Max Holloway, shout out to their 3rd and final upcoming fight.
I know, it's crazy to think about.
And then Adesanya versus Kelvin Gastelum, putting on
fight of the year.
It's in the Hall of Fame already.
It was one of the greatest fights of all time. I will never forget watching that fight.
Well, you left there tired. You left there exhausted.
The adrenaline dump is in. I mean, I was there from like 4 p.m. to 1 a.m. So yeah, it was, but it was electrifying, and I love going to UFC events. But my God, you're pricing all of us passionate fans out.
And we're casuals. I couldn't imagine the Joe Schmo sitting at home that knew everybody on the card that you listed dying to see it. And they're like,
yeah,
I don't have $700 to sit in the upper bowl.
Nope.
So that being said, UFC, WWE, TKO, get your fucking head in the game.
Help your boys out, dude. The casuals out here, we want to support you guys.
Sure.
We just can't anymore.
We can't do both, though.
It's getting tough. Getting tough.
We can't buy Fight Pass and, ESPN Plus, and, and that negotiation is going to be whatever it's going to be. But it's like...
Yeah, ESPN Plus is expensive.
We're not paying for the Vault and, cable to see it on USA Network and Netflix to see Raw. And get it together, man. I don't know.
Help us out.
Screw your shareholders, the board of directors.
Let's
all
go
that
public.
shit.
Let's go public.
And the second anybody goes public, it's just like
It's not up to them
I'm not
anymore.
going to afford it anymore.
But I'm excited for an exciting UFC 315. I hope that you are too. I hope that all of our friends and fans are. I don't really have much to say about the main event other than there should be some new blood coming in, and I hope so. I really hope so.
We're hoping for it. And you know what? If you don't get to see it this weekend, we'll be here next week to tell you what happened.
Absolutely. All right, Kyle, are you good?
I'm good.
We're out.
We love you.